Center for Electronics in Lagos, Nigeria is known as Computer Village. Thousands of people on a daily basis troop in to buy or sell their product. The market has been greatly hit as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. So in Community Report this week, we'll be looking at Computer Village and how business owners run their business despite the restrictions put in place. Welcome to Community Report on Channels Television. I'm Victoria Ido. Over the years, Otigwe Street in Ikeja has been home for buying and selling of electronics, from phones, laptops, internet solutions and more. Arguably, Otigwe and Computer Village is the biggest information communication ICT market in Africa. It started out as a one-man business. Within a short time, it grew to a few hundred businesses occupying large sections of the area.
Sometime around 1996, 97, when some of the landlords here start building some shops in front of their house, people say, okay, this place. Basically, it was the IT people that started, renting shops here. So probably that's why it's been made a computer village. If it was another area, probably like the spare parts people or asbestos people, probably we'll be seeing computer village here today. But it was the IT people that came in, start selling phones, laptops, modem, and all these stuff. So little by little, people keep joining every day. And in no time, we found out this place just spring up to be a full market.
There is no gainsaying the thousands of people trooping to Computer Village from different parts of the country to buy or sell electronics. Whether you have a shop of your own, or apprenticing under a handy techie, or coming to buy or sell both new or fairly used product. The signature of Computer Village is usually the Greek look of people, colorful umbrellas, phone repairers, people carrying laptops and busy shops.
It's hectic out here, man.
Statistics say Computer Village generates as much as $2 billion every year, with more than 20 million phones sold per month. The National Bureau of Statistics say the market contributes about 2% of the national gross domestic product, GDP.
As of today, the value of the property here today is about 180 million, 200 million. The property has really skyrocketed. What happens is that a lot of buildings have been turned into plazas. So anybody that is buying the property will turn it to a plaza, have about 40, 50 shops. And averagely, to rent a shop in the Computer Village, you're paying like 500,000 naira for a shop in a year. So the value of property has really gone up here. So it's an advantage for people that want property here.
With the coronavirus pandemic, the market was hit greatly. It was shut down for several weeks. As a result, millions of naira was lost. During the lockdown, shops were closed and boys were seen hanging around, talking amongst themselves, with some speaking up on the effects the lockdown will have on their businesses.
Before they shut down the market, I did not see anything that the government did for us inside the market. They did not give us any nose masks, even the sanitizing cream. They are supposed to even say, okay, go to your local government to collect, even though 2 or 1. At least they should contribute. They should assist us. They did not do anything. Now they are shutting down the market. No, we know the coronavirus is at hand now, so they need to do something for us. You understand? Just imagine China and other countries. They did something for their people. They contribute a lot. They did a lot for their people. And nobody even, if I don't understand, the Nigeria, our own here, we are just on our own in Nigeria. That is me. That's what I want to see.
The lockdown lasted for over 5 weeks, in which offices were closed, shops were shut down, roads were empty, and police checkpoints were seen on the roads. This caused a lot of suffering and hardship, with the people crying out for palliatives from the government.
It's just because of the hunger in the country. If not for the hunger, see, they have not provided substitute to this. People need to come out to eat. You understand? But still, some people believe that they better died of hunger than even the virus. You understand? So this is just the opinion.
I am a street hustler.
Oh, really?
Yes, but as this lockdown begin, I have no work doing. Even as I'm talking to you, I have no one naira to eat. So the government have to do something concerning this issue. Not to other person to stay at home with the hungry. Okay, when you check the total number of people that have died for corona, and check the number of people that are suffering for this hunger now, you go know that the number of people that are dying now because of hunger is bigger than the corona issue in Africa.
3 weeks ago, President Muhammadu Buhari eased the lockdown with a few restrictions.
Based on the above and in line with the recommendation of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, the various federal government committees that have reviewed socio-economic matters and the Nigerian Governors Forum, I have approved a phased and gradual easing of lockdown measures in FCT, Lagos, and Ogun states effective from Monday, 4th of May 2020. However, this will be followed strictly with aggressive reinforcement of testing and contact tracing measures while allowing the restoration of some economic and business activities in certain sectors. Furthermore, new nationwide measures are to be introduced as follows. A. There will be an overnight curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. This means all movements will be prohibited during this period except for essential services. B. There will be a ban on non-essential interstate passenger travel until further notice. C. Partial and controlled interstate movement of goods and services will be allowed for the movement of goods and services from producers to consumers. And D, we will strictly ensure the mandatory use of face masks or coverings in public, in addition to maintaining physical distancing and personal hygiene.
People started to move around. But then, face mask is now mandatory.
I know I'm wearing it because of COVID-19, because of coronavirus. So I used to protect myself. It's because of what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing by myself in TV and in radio stations. So I used to watch all the stations because I'm feared because of this thing. And I have families also. So I used to buy this thing for them to be using it. I have 4 children. I used to buy for the 4 of them. So like now, they are using to sell it, one is 100 naira. So I need to buy those things. Because it's necessary, it's compulsory for me to buy it. So because of to protect my families.
Businesses reopened, sales started to pick up. Computer Village was no different. It opened up its gates for business activities. And at the main gate in Otigba Street, which is partially locked, there is coming and going of people. Fully kitted security agents are also at the main gates checking for compliance. Computer Village officials have set up task force who are also working with the security agents to check the temperature of people before they come in. Also at the main Otigba gate is a Black Maria, in case defaulters break the rules. Compliance of the use of face masks appear to be on the high side. In the clear view of everyone is a signpost that reads, "No mask, no entry.
As you can see, it's a market that has a large crowd of people. Government are really done well for us with the time being given to us. So that's why we make sure no nose guide, you cannot come into the market. As you can see, we have our temperature distance. So we make sure we enlighten the traders that want to purchase any of their goods that the disease is real. So every one of us should be very, very conscious and make sure we sanitize our movement, we watch our movement, we make sure the distance the government says we should keep is there. So we are trying what we can do.
With a large population, controlling them can be a daunting task.
That's why we have a task force. Each plaza, as you are watching, there's a task force we delegate to them. Watch the video behind you now. You will see the people that are purchasing their business is one after the other. We don't make business as usual. That's why, as you can see, we don't allow any car to come in. So free flow of movement will be allowed. So we are trying what we can do.
Although there appear to be a lot of people moving around in the market, these cannot be compared to the sales done because business appears to be very slow.
It was not like normal business because things has gone up and we don't see goods to receive as before because the port is not working. So majority of our items here is from overs. So you get, it's only the one people have at hand during the lockdown we are still facing now that we are selling. So the business is not business as usual. Traffic and all that has already collected the most time people have to come and do business. 6 hours. Before you came to the shop already, you have only 3 hours, 4 hours left. So people are doing little.
The directive by the state government says businesses are open between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.
When it's 3 o'clock, exactly from 2:30, the task force will be starting ringing bell that anybody caught after 3, the plaza will be shut down till 3 months. And nobody will have access to that plaza till 3 months. So we thank God because, the structure is already there. As I'm talking to you, I'm the biologist of the Youth Geo Computer Village. So people are cooperating. Before 2:30 now, when it is 3 on the dot, if you watch out this crowd, you won't see less than 20 because people will be rushing back home. And everybody knows that there is a coffee. When you be caught after 6 to 7, there's a penalty state government have accepted. So people are working towards the time given.
Rules are set to be obeyed and defaulters have punishment cut out for them.
We have a police force here. So you get, among the task force, that's why you see civil defense is here, car is here, what is it called? Neighborhood watch is there, given to us by the local government. So anybody was not using the face mask, by the entrance, you'll be challenged that when you are called, either you are chased back or you are thrown inside the black area back to the police station. That's what we do.
Going around Computer Village, these are some of the things we noticed. While some shops have a lot of customers, some other shops just have people sitting, waiting and hoping for customers to arrive. Some are just empty, with their electronics displayed in the full glare of passers-by. The Babaloja of Computer Village, Adeniyi Olasoji, says Computer Village will follow all the directives laid down by the state government.
As you can see, we can say that all the directives by the Lagos state government will be complying with it. You see that people are moving, the social distance is there. And before people coming inside the gate, we make sure that they wash their hands, we check their temperature. and we use sanitizer. And we make sure that lots of the streets now, nobody is parking their vehicle inside. They are parking their vehicle outside. Some in the plaza, some at the shopping mall over there. So we've been complying with the rules and regulations. So because we are very, very careful about what is really going on in Nigeria now.
And on the days where there are locked down, this is what you see.
Everywhere is locked down. Everywhere is locked down totally. And our task force, they will go around to make sure that nobody is around inside the village. Nobody is opening their shops. And we've been doing that. We've been doing that for over 6 weeks. So they are very used to it now. Everybody is used to it.
With the rule on social distancing, business owners are advised to do right by reducing the number of people in their shops per time.
Before we opened the market, we told them that if you have about 5-6 staff, reduce it to 2 or 3. And most of the people that you see inside the shop are the owner of the shop with 1 or 2 of their staff. So the social distance must be maintained, and they've been doing that.
Walking in twos, most people have their face mask on. And as some see our cameras pointed at them, they quickly adjust themselves and wear their face mask.
They should give, by now they should be distributing nose masks free. Hand glove free on the streets. But they won't do it. If you go walk down the street to buy this nose mask or to buy sanitizer, they will tell you sanitizer is like 500 naira, 1,000. Okay, nose mask they used to share. Instead of them to share it, they will tell you are going to buy like 500. So what's the necessity of you shutting down the market if you can't provide for us?
Without a face mask, he obviously doesn't want to be filmed. At some shops are designated buckets of water and soap set for people to wash their hands periodically. This is Just Amala, a food canteen located in Computer Village. Following the directives that only takeouts should be served to customers, chairs here are already packed and food is sold in bowls and packed for customers.
Because people are not more coming in again and they are not sitting in. Most of them want to sit and eat because they come in for business and go away. They just don't want to hang out and be eating. Except the people that have shop here that we just want to come and take it to their shop. If they say they want to eat, they want to sit, we say there are no space for them to sit. They will not wait, they will just go away. So that's why the market just dropped down. Now, we cannot do eating. We are doing eating, but now we are doing takeaway for everybody. Anyone that wants to eat can just take away. And now we arrange ourselves, we put our water outside to wash their hands before they come inside, and they use sanitizer before we allow them in. We don't use our plate again, we use just takeaway for everybody. And we are just managing the market. The market is not as been so good as before. At least maybe 1/4 of what we have been doing. That's what we are doing now.
For business owners, the complaints are usually the same. The restrictions have affected them greatly.
It affected my business so many ways because I can't get my goods anymore. And customers coming from other states can't come into the state to get what they want to buy. So it affects us very well.
The market is dry. We hardly see customers, and what we actually base on now more is online business. Then maybe when we get like people making inquiry for me, then maybe just delivering to them. But it has not been really helpful.
Yeah, the lockdown affected everybody because even if you have order online, there is no logistics to deliver. So it affected us in a very great measure. It affected us. So it's just now that we have partial easing of lockdown that we are doing a skeletal business. Even the period we are granted is 9 to 3. Before you blink your eyes, it's already 3 o'clock. So we are not even doing much. But I think it's still better than not doing anything at all.
Fatah Yusuf sells phones and phone accessories. He complains bitterly about the nature of sales at this time.
Seriously, it's not been easy. We've not been able to bring in goods. The ones we have, the prices have gone up. and it has been very, very hard for us to solve. People come, but not the way they used to, and the ones that comes, they actually don't get what exactly they want, because the stock at times it's almost running out and new goods are not coming in.
The banks located in Computer Village also try to keep the social distancing rule as some crowd gather to use the ATM. On Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays are days designated for business. The market runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. These task force officials are seen waiting for the 3 p.m. close time. And as the time draws near, business owners pack up their products to avoid the wrath of the task force officials. The waiting time over, bells ringing. Voices raised. The attention of business owners are drawn. It's time to go home. They listen to the shouts from the officials and begin to lock up their shops, somewhat reluctantly. And as the 8 p.m. curfew still holds, everyone hurries to leave the market. Finally, the day is over. At 3 p.m., it's time to go home.
And that's our stop for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed any part of it, you can check on our YouTube channel. You can also send your comments to the social media handles shown on your screen. Till I see you next week, stay safe. I'm Victoria Ido. Bye for now.